Hello. Probably kind of dark here. I'm going to make a video. I was trying to leave some light. I don't know if I can turn on the. Let me open up some shade. Kind of open up some light in here. How you guys doing this evening? I hope you're doing well out there. Hope your families and your day going well, whatever part of the world. So you're probably wondering why I made this video. Let me give you a story, and I'm gonna take you to some videos that then just throwing my little point of view. The topic is gonna be talking about men that's going overseas, and the biggest thing that's going overseas right now. And I hear a lot of men talking about this, and the men that have been over different places like Thailand, the Philippines, particularly, it's some black men going over there, and so I'm gonna cover a topic, and I got a couple videos, and one of the videos. Try to get is it's gonna be it's gonna be this, and it's gonna talk about what it's like to be an average man, and it's a big thing that's going on in the one party sector, and you have some men calling other men out for not, why are you going overseas? Don't you know that women are going to play you over there? They're going to want you for your passport, and they're going to want you for your money. They're going to want you just to get you so they can have some status and get a green card. In some cases, that may be that there are some women's intentions, but not every woman is the same. Just like women here, but the same people that make that argument, women here won't even date you if you don't have the resources. And even though she can be well off in resources, but you can't.
The happier countries that are on this planet are the third world countries. Places like Colombia and Thailand, those countries are happier than the USA, and the USA is the richest country in the world, the land of milk and honey, where you can go from rags to riches, like you said. And that's all fine and dandy, man, but how much does that mean when you don't got anybody to share it with? You got OnlyFans models over here complaining about not being able to find boyfriends or companions because no man will accept them for what they do for a living, even though these women got more than enough money in the world to buy whatever they want, and they still unhappy. What does that tell you, bro? What does that tell you? This is what we're dealing with in the States, bro.
He's right.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. Before we get started, make sure you please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. On the road to 10,000 subs, baby. Let's get it. Alright, so if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Now, let's go ahead and jump into it. So today, I was on Facebook in the group that's called Think Smart Financials from One Master Teacher. That's his channel on YouTube. And there was a post of this particular video, and come to find out it was one of my subscribers. And shout out to you, bro. Appreciate the support. So I started listening to like the first 20-30 seconds of this, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to react to it. And he said he did the same thing. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely definitely gonna throw in my 2 cents on this, man, because I've actually been seeing this in the comments as well, and I don't know. I'm a bit surprised to see these kind of reactions coming from men, but we're gonna jump into it. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it.
A lot of men out there. This video might affect a lot of men out there. Main reason being is because I'm not catering to men that want to leave America or leave these westernized countries to get more submissive women. Because what that sounds like to me is you got relegated to the D-League. You went from the NBA, you had to flee to the D-League because you couldn't compete with what was in that league. You couldn't compete with these players. And worst of all, it sounds like you let a bunch of African American women run you out of your own turf, G. Because them bells so hard, they whoop your ass so hard, they had you fly on a 12-hour trip all the way to East Asia and Thailand. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They had you fly across dark blue ocean where you could have had a plane crash and risked your life for some pussy. See that's what you call the biggest submission. This is not what your ancestors put you or fought for. They didn't fight for opportunity where you guys can build.
I'm gonna stop it right here. That is the most ridiculous thing. Like, why would some guy go all the way overseas to go risk his overseas? It's not just to get some pussy, as he say. I mean, it's more than that. Maybe he just wanted to choose. But I'm gonna play a little video, and on Raul's video on Nice Guys.
Safely send money abroad
What this woman did. This is counteract what this guy is saying.
Enter an amount. Choose how your loved ones would like to receive.
If you are a boring, nice man, do not date. And don't let a woman find out that you're willing to spend money. Okay, don't date. You're boring, you're nice, and you're not shy with the credit card. You're gonna get you.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. When I was younger, nobody warned me about this, and I was a sucker. Hell, I didn't know any better. This young lady's about to tell you a story that will make you believe 100% that nice guys get used. Before we get started, I'd like to give a special thanks to MLR and Tim Bright for your generous contribution once again on Cash App. Please know that you are greatly appreciated. And here's a 30-second word from our sponsor. Check this out. Studies show our appearances directly affect our mental health. Many anti-aging supplements found on store shelves try to capitalize on.
This should be interesting. This counteract what that guy was saying on the other guy's channel. But this gonna tell you the voice, hear it from women themselves about nice guys. And that's where some of the men in the Passport group probably was some nice guys that were probably to some women that were lame and they were boring. But somewhere along the way, they found some way to make the money. But and it was type of women that they wouldn't give these guys a time of day when they was in the States. Then if they did, they probably didn't. They probably drove them out the house. Here it is.
Do anything for these women unless you're married to them. This happens to guys every single day because they just don't know any better. Check it out.
What is the most awful thing a man has ever done to me post-breakup, but also the most romantic? I'm about to tell you. I dated this man for a year, 9 years ago, and still to this day, he is the best boyfriend I have ever had. Hands down. The hold that this man had on me, like, I really, until recently, would have dropped everything to be with this man again.
She dated him for 1 year, and she's been regretting it for the last 9 years since they've been broken up. Because that hold on her that she's talking about, that was the way he treated her. No other man has treated her the same way since. Now she's wishing she had him back because she was taken for granted back then. Now keep this part in mind that she just said. Until recently, I would have dropped everything to be with him.
He was one of the most romantic, thoughtful, sweet, like, all of the above boyfriends I think I've ever met in my life. On his days off, if I was working, he would come to my work, grab my car, like, wash it, clean it, fill up the tank, and then bring it back. He was always just doing, like, the most grandiose romantic gestures, like leaving notes for me, writing letters to me, giving thoughtful gifts, the absolute most, like just worshipped the ground I walked on.
Fellas, you're taking a serious chance when you're doing this much for a woman. Unless you've been with her for a long time and she has proven that she wants you no matter what. Not all women, but most women. Especially if she's young, if you've only known her for a short period of time and you do this much for her, chances are she'll take everything that you do for her, and she'll take it for granted.
And I am being 100% honest when I say I totally took it for granted. I have no idea why this man stayed with me or loved me so much, because I was terrible to him and like just thought it was a given that a man does these things. Like,
if she's being terrible to you and you're doing good deeds for her, she doesn't like you. Let her go and keep it moving.
Now I'm like, are you dumb, Camille? Yes, I am. I'm stupid. One of the most thoughtful gifts he gave me for my birthday one year, well, I guess we were only together 1 year, so it's 1 year. Anyways, the most thoughtful gift he ever gave me was like an Eiffel Tower themed gift. The reason this is important is because I have collected Eiffel Towers like my entire life. I know it sounds so cheesy and corny and like, don't come for me, it's cheesy as hell. But I swear there's like a reason. It's not just because I'm corny, I swear to God. Anyways, he gets me this gift. It's so sweet. I like basically cry when he gives it to me. Like, honestly, the most thoughtful gift I've ever gotten. We break up like 6 or 7 months later. The breakup was absolute hell. Like, we were so tumultuous. We kept trying to get back together. We kept hooking up. Like, it was just like, it was first love type where it was just like extra toxic, and we were just both so heartbroken and like really wanted each other back but couldn't figure out how to make it work.
He said we were extra toxic and they couldn't figure out how to make it work. So this man was washing your car, filling it with gas, buying her gifts, and worshiping the ground she walks on, but they couldn't figure out how to make it work. It sounds to me like he was doing everything a woman says she wants. So why didn't it work out? Do you think maybe it was her that was the problem?
We went like a good 6 months doing that, and then the following 6 months we just didn't really talk or like communicate. We were trying to be healthy.
You mean he didn't want to talk to you for 6 months because he didn't want to be bothered with you anymore, because he figured out you were ungrateful and treating him like garbage, even after everything he was doing for you, like you just admitted in this video.
So a year after we break up, this is around the time the Explore page on Instagram becomes a thing. I'm on the Explore page and I see this man, the love of my life, with a half sleeve tattoo, like half of his arm covered in an Eiffel Tower with Mazzy Star lyrics right next to the Eiffel Tower. I text him, I'm like, oh, this is my end, like I can get him back, he still loves me. He told me the tattoo didn't represent me.
Now remember earlier when she said, until recently, I would have dropped everything to be with him? Because she realizes he doesn't want her anymore. Now all of a sudden, she doesn't want him anymore, because he doesn't want her anymore. See how some of them do you? Love with conditions. She said he was the love of her life for the whole 9 years they were broken up. I still want you, but I don't want you. Then I don't want you either. So like I said earlier, for you guys out there that's still dating, don't be out here doing extra. You're gonna mess around and end up getting played. Save all your extra doing for the woman that you've been with for a long time, that has stood the test of time, or for your wife. Now for this last clip, even a guy who's a UFC fighter, she still finds a way to blow off a good guy. This young lady is a fighter herself, and she's dating a guy who is a fighter also. He does one thing she doesn't like, and she instantly loses interest in him. Take a listen.
So he's a great boyfriend, but we went out of country. We fought on the same card. He fought the day before me. I fought the next day. During the fight, he almost gets knocked out. As this guy is mauling him, he goes like this. What do you think I was thinking?
Not good dogs.
The boyfriend.
Your
My
boyfriend.
like this.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
No.
Did it turn you off?
Oh my God, so much. Like, you gotta fucking, like, take that shit.
Take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, like a champ or like a fighter.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be like.
Wow.
Sorry.
Was that the
And he was-
beginning of the end?
Yeah.
That was
And he
tap,
was a
tap, tap,
great
first couple of
boyfriend. He was
nails.
great.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yes, it was.
Tap, tap, tap.
It was.
Maybe sometimes it's like that's the problem. It's like the balance. The ones who are not going to be great boyfriends are the ones that are going to turn you on. Because
Yeah.
they're ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, some of these women will like you or love you with condition. Do some of you ladies know how much crazy we put up with some of you all, and we still stick around? You know, like the toilet seat thing? Come on, some of you all know you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when it comes down to that toilet seat. And most men don't want to tell you, but I'll tell you, we think you crazy, but we still stick around. Even though he was in a daze and about to pass out, she didn't like the way he guarded his face to try to recover and stay in the fight. There is a slim chance that her boyfriend didn't even know what he was doing. You ever seen a guy get knocked out or almost knocked out and he still thinks he's fighting? Now, if it was that easy for her to let him go over something like that, she wasn't really into him in the first place. Here's what I want to know. What if he fought like a champ for years? Then, after they got married, he had a fight where he put up his arms like that after being almost knocked out. Would she have divorced him? Or would she have just stayed with him and lost respect for him for the rest of their marriage? I seen guys get hit so hard sometimes they start wobbling their legs, it look like they dancing. I seen some of the biggest guys get hit and go into the cradle position like a baby. So for her to dump him over that, come on man, she wasn't really into him in the first place. Right. Now for the ladies out there that's watching, don't get mad at me. As you can see, it's the women that's messing this up.
Now for the ladies out there that's watching, don't get mad at me. As you can see.
I'm going to stop right here. He's right. And some women would cause something to see that if a fight escalate, that if that does happen, are you going to defend her? Even though she may initiated the situation, you know, with the mouth and everything, and get the argument, and you know things get heated up, whatever, and you go to step in, and it turns into a fight because of something that she did. Let me tell you a story. I had a friend of mine. I used to live in town where I was originally from, there, Youngstown, Ohio. He had a wife, and that had 2 kids that was not from his own. They lived in the house on the one side of town. One day, the neighbors was these gentlemen and she lied on them and said that they made a pass at her. Her husband, being that the man he is, going to confront them, and it turned into almost to a big thing, big bad. But not only she lied up on the neighbor, she lied on him. Guess what she did? They get into a heated argument. She has a daughter. She made false allegations on him that he put her hands on her daughter. He ended up doing 10 and a half years behind it. A vindictive woman. And while he's in prison, his mother passes away. Then on top of that, you know, she had nerve to go back to his dad and ask and want to see him again. So you got some women that want to see you push your buttons to see how you gonna do. Then when they do that, you know, if you lose your temper, that and it costs you your life or costs you going to jail, your freedom, it's like, wow, he's really a man. This is how women here think in the States. Over because he did like this in the fight. I mean, he's probably protecting himself from that's when you swing at somebody. But she saw him doing this. He probably was in a position he wasn't able to fight. So she leaves him for that. Crazy, right? And you wondering why some men is getting fed up with little stupid nonsense like that. So I made a video, and it's about this brother called Passport Brothers. And you got other black men who making comments on black men who travel, who want to be happy, who want to live their life and find something out. Some men go over there to date and meet different women. You have some men that go over there to they found a relationship. And I've heard this one man that really stuck out what he said to me. He had a woman that came from in Colombia to the States, and he was telling, and I was hearing the story. I think it was on his channel. That one thing that stuck out what he said, that what that woman told him, that women in those countries know how to love. They know how to love a man. And I mean, ultimate. This is, and I'm like, wow. And it really hit me what she told him, because he thought, yeah, I got everything going on. You know, I got my business. I'm swag. I'm slim in shape. But it was something that she was able to tell him, that you're not at the point of love yet. Of loving a woman. You know, and it made me reflect that, because I had an opportunity when I was 27 years old to meet a Philippine woman, and I lost out. I didn't understand that as being a young man at the time, because I'm used to dealing with American women here, and some of their bull crap, and just this nice, well, I really want you, but I really don't want you. I think you the perception of what I want, but I really attracted to this guy. But because you don't come off with that swag, and you don't have trying to put yourself in debt trying to drive around in a fancy car so we can look good in the car. You don't have a flippy personality, so because I want to see the drama that come out of you. Because I need you as the practically, you better be on the edge. It's so angry, so you better choke on your neck, so I can respect you as a man. That you're gonna take and obligate to me. I'll do this, but I'm not. I'll be there, but you gonna give me some money. I won't cook your food. I'm not gonna massage you, give you sex. Once in a while, there's some men that have gone through this. It could be something minute or argument. Maybe you ask her to do something, and she didn't want to do it because she didn't feel like doing it because she's too lazy. You have women that don't do that, and you got some women that probably, let's say for example, cook a meal. And that's the ultimate thing to a man's heart is the stomach. You got some women, I ain't cooking him no meal. You gonna cook it yourself. Wrong attitude. But what I hear from the guys over there, when they want to go do something, they're gonna cook a meal, the woman will get upset, and I'm like, whoa, because he said that's something that is instill her to do, to want to cook for her man. While he's how and some of these guys got businesses and that overseas, they have business online and things like that. They work online. Some probably do business online and everything, but they women go out and work too. Some of the women are very educated from what I heard. So they don't just sit around looking pretty, and some of them don't just turn around, and when you're just waiting for American men to come over, just give them. I've heard that they're educated, they work, and one of the things, the one couple, the one guy, the black guy was married to a Philippine wife, is that the reason he was saying the reason why that they're a friend fan. He was saying the reason why some of the men over there, some of the men work, but some of the men don't want to work, just like they do here in the States. But one thing I admire about those women over there, they don't put down their men because of that. Or they're gonna say we divesting from Philippine men because maybe some Philippine men, didn't do right by her, so she gonna divest. They don't think like that. They just go and find a woman, another man. But at the same time, they don't put down their men. Some of these American black women, you see them online saying, I'm divesting. These black men ain't this and black men ain't that. And they don't know that goes all the way out to the community. So when some of these black men, so the very nice black men, the black men that probably took care of their children, the black men that's traveling the world, like these guys are probably traveling the world, and some of them probably got kids that took care of their kids. Some of these men, but because they don't fit your criteria, because they ain't got to be a street nigga, excuse my expression, because that's the only thing you kind of respond to. You got some women that respond to something like that in America. See, they get the best of. They don't have to be a street dude over in the Philippines. They don't have to be a street dude. Sound like to me in Colombia. They just be a regular, average Joe black man that just got enough income to supply and support them with. That's what it sounds like it is to me. And so, and some got businesses, some got restaurants, and I'm looking at this thing like, wow. And these are probably, maybe when they were beginning to this start, women here probably didn't pay them no mind. Women probably get either, and then it's some of the women they probably met with that really didn't appreciate and do the things that keep them happy here. But then again, some men probably decide they want something different because they say that there's women that's still on the planet that know how to know her place in this world. But this guy, his name's Aaron. And how many women in America would probably give him a chance? But he's been probably mocked and made fun of. But this guy, he got some connection, and he got a business, and he's a college graduate. But I learned a lot from his channel too.
As most of you have already noticed, this movement, Passport Bros movement, black men traveling around the world, has got a lot of light on it right now. It's like the big 15 minutes of fame in the digital space right now. Some people like it, some people don't like it. We're gonna talk about it today, man, because it's good things going on.
That's his movement.
Now,
he's the president of his movement.
I anticipated the growth years ago. So it's growing, and some people might not like it. Some people want to travel a little bit more discreetly and all that. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna have a good show today. I'm gonna get some guys. Let's see what we got already in the chat, and we're gonna chop it up, man. It's gonna be a good show. All right. Yeah, man. Amari, no one cared 5 years ago. It's very interesting, man. This is a good look for us, though. Believe it or not, it's a good look for us. All right, guys. Let's see what we got in the room. We got Tim Howard 5 in the room. Shout out to him. We got LD and Bob in the room. Let's see who Black Morpheus. People who hate people with a passport, people who don't have a passport. Next. Very true. Venus King in the building. What up, BMT? We in here, man. We are in here. Death of the Beta. Now that's one of the best names I've seen on YouTube thus far. Shout out to Death of the Beta, alright? We got John Fleming in the building. Shout out to John Fleming. We in here, man. Global Paper.
I'm gonna stop it right here, and but I just want to show you that's part of Passport Bros. But he's the head, and he got guys on there that that are business. He know a lot of businessmen that are living overseas, that are American black men that live overseas and run businesses, and they're happy with their wives. You got retired guys over there. You got average looking guys that some women wouldn't give a time to. You know why they wouldn't give them the time to? Because they probably be thinking that they will drain you like an ATM machine, twiddle with your feelings around, and then see what they get out of you. But at the same time, it's gonna they want to be in slight control of maybe. But that his group got criticized for men and who should choose to travel outside the United States and find a significant another one that choose just like any other guy, whether it was a bunch of white guys from America, Canada, Australia. There's got white guys that go down to Colombia in the groups. They go to Russia in groups. You don't hear too many American white women crying about that, saying the white man is leaving. Who care about these dusty old white men? But the dusty white man, sometimes some women don't find him attractive because whatever his average, so he might be balding. He's at a middle age point. So he deserved to have some company too, right? But maybe he's going through some stuff with the women in his community, right? But it's like, what you leaving us for? But you got women online every day bitching and moaning, and I mean you could scroll down and saying swirlers, and they're on the title swirlers. Now it's one thing for some women who black women who are in them relationships, who they don't have time to put down black men. This is the man that they pick. That's it. You know, if they were attracted to the white guy or to the Hispanic guy, that's one thing. You know, no one has a problem with that. But it's like the women who say, "Now, oh, I was dating black guys." No, let's just put down and divest from them. It's like, why you have to announce something like that? If whatever guy you choose, that's what guy you choose. Black men don't go around saying something like that. Black men are basically saying, and I've heard these black men say that they picked up black women like any other women overseas, Philippine women, Colombian black women, Afro-Cuban black women, and they had a different demeanor in that country. Someone can, the only thing he said, the biggest thing was about it was communications. But it's perceptions that, that this thing with race and skin color is pathetic. You leaving the black woman, but there's black women in the second biggest country is Colombia and Brazil, next to Africa. And you have men hating on these men because of that, and they don't even know the whole story. I've learned a lot just listening to them, because I never really been outside. Well, no, why I'm gonna say something that there's some bad situations like anywhere. There's crime, there's violence, there's the chance that you can get hurt, you can get killed, but you get killed in America. Somebody can use you, manipulate you, con and craft you. It can happen in America. What happened to you overseas can happen right here in America. Women don't want you for your money. Women don't want you for your money here. Women won't even talk to you if you ain't driving a certain car. You ain't wearing certain name and brand clothes. You're not up to their standard. And they won't even look at you. And especially if they're very attractive. Some don't even want to pay you a dime bit attention. And if they're young and very attractive, they ain't paying attention to you. And if they're young and very attractive and attention, their motives is going to probably be the same. Majority of them, they see how much money you got. Because right now, everybody, we're in a recession. But some women won't be out of love. It won't be out of, some women won't motivations in this country. It's not out of, I'm not saying all women, I'm saying some women. But they won't be out of love. And then they tell you what they ain't going to do. They won't, they won't cook your dinner. They won't rub your feet, your tire rub your back. If you done work 68 hours a week, they gripe and bitch and moan in your ear. They hit you with a whole thing. They won't give you no affection. So, what is a man supposed to do? What is like a black man, like any man? What's he supposed to do? Just sit and take that stuff? Then you have men guilting other men for having the opportunity to go someplace to live their life, and policing it and saying that you don't have what they call game. Why do you need game? When some men are not going over for game, they're going over for a relationship. See, no one want relationships over there. They don't want no men playing games and being pimp daddy dogs and stuff like that. That's what it sounds like to me. So, these guys that's on his channel, this guy, that the guys that come to his channel, and the other guys, they get criticized. Oops. They get criticized for want to go outside the United States and find something different. And like he said, they wasn't even paying attention to him. They weren't even paying attention to what they were doing. All of a sudden, they're paying attention. They care all of a sudden. You got all these people. It's a movement. And remember, and let me say this. It was a movement. And it was that the average guy in America that didn't have no swag in his game, didn't have a certain look, didn't have a certain car to drive, ain't make, like he said, 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack, whatever. The average guy ain't 6 feet, the average guy ain't 6-pack, the average guy ain't 6 figure. So they're not gonna give you no. You're not gonna get the best. Sometimes you get the best of the best. If you do, you better raise some flags. If this woman's psycho, then you have to worry about, is she psycho or what? Because you can't. Because as an American man, the ordeal is here. They like to play mind games with you. And but yeah, I understand why men leave. I totally understand why some men leave. They want to leave. Try something different. Why you want to go overseas? All they're going to do is use you. They use you here. Women play games with you here. I had women, I met in person. I had one time, I thought this chick was into me one time, and this was years ago. I was at the club, and we were supposed to meet up. Kind of find out, she's trying. Sometimes women will use you to make another man jealous. And I'm thinking you into me, and I'm thinking, but no, she wasn't really into you. Then I went over her house and with some dude there, so I act like I was looking for a different house because I didn't want no shit. And this was a white female. Like I said, it doesn't matter what race of female it is. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what female it is. She gonna do what she gonna do, and that's a fact. But But yeah, but I just, it's something, man, that somebody, they want to play this mind games with you, because they think that you're not that type of guy. And when you get to a certain point in your life, you get tired playing. It's like a woman would get tired of men playing mind games. You get tired of someone playing with your emotions. It's not good. You don't want to be bothered with somebody. Just say you don't want to be bothered with them. Or hey, I'm just looking for a friend. But and really, because the reason why some people come online, men and women, because it could be just to reach out to see if it's going to work. But I'm thinking that's the reason why some men some have a tablet that get froze up. It's just that it's crazy, man. Some women are just nuts. But it's just one of those things that I'm sorry, I'm just playing with it. But I just wanted to make a video, not too long. Hope it didn't bore anybody. But give you my story and why I think that what the Passport brothers are doing is an excellent idea. Hey, I would if I had it. You make a way to go and get some funds up and meet a nice woman that really want to be with you, and not being so picky and nitpicky on what should I give this guy because is he gonna look good in front of my family? Is this guy see over there? It's probably more about character. Here, it's more about status and class. In front of and sometimes in front of the family, especially in front of friends and family and stuff like that. So why would you not want to pick somebody from another country where it's basically you show character as a man? But and even guys that just average that look like me, I may not be shit here, but I might be shit over there. And it is what it is. If you're not feeling me, and I ain't found somebody that's not feeling me, why would I not want to go someplace where someone's attracted to me to take my options to see if another woman around the world that we have a mutual attraction to, and that I mutually feel attracted to, and it's my choice. But the very people who complain about some of these men, they're not. And the women who complain, they're not even really attracted to the men. They're not really attracted to the men. I mean, let's be honest. They're not even attracted to the men that they are. But they get mad because they see someone that you have black women are mad because they see a black man who they wouldn't give a time of day to because he don't meet their swag. He don't meet up with their swag and this you got to put a woman in check kind of mentality. You got some women like that. They wouldn't give you a time of day. They wouldn't give you a time of day. You know, they wouldn't give you time of, they wouldn't care. All they do is see what you got. And if you got an income is equal to them. When I was watching this one trailer, it was frustrated to American men, black men going overseas. It was back in 2005, and I watched the trailer to that. The first one, the guy's name is Al Greaves. So he was interviewing some of the brothers, the black men that were over in Brazil, and one thing, women in America is in complete denial. They don't want to hear, but some women here don't really want to hear why these men go. They want to assume and make assumptions. But the men were basically saying that they go after these guys. They have babies, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, who wear they sagging pants down. They smoke weed all day long. He ain't got no job. He ain't trying to make something. All he does is probably scream and holler and curse and anything. And that's her alpha, letting that so-called energy out. But if you're a black guy letting that energy out like Pookie and Ray Ray, it's kind of slender than none. If you ain't cussing and fussing and fighting and clowning, they don't find that attractive. Because you kind of do to put her in her place. And it'd be a big argument. And it might be a big situation that it might get so heated that the cops might even come. Now you might be going to jail for something and you get a record. Because some women would set you up like that. But this is a so-called they love their black men. No, that's the sound like you want to control. And so you know if that black man get a record, he's going to be confined. And you got some women that think like this. And it might be a man that don't physically ain't violent, but something will probably, if he lets something snap, and next thing you know, he's a record. And that record is probably the thing that keeps some brothers here bound, along with, and maybe he might be the man that pays child support. But it could be, what if he have a vindictive girlfriend or vindictive ex-wife? Men are getting that never really made him appreciate being a man, and he's out there working 2 or 3 little labor jobs or warehouse jobs or cleaning offices or whatever. See, this is what the average man in America goes through. But he don't get no love. He don't get no attention. He don't get no favor with some beautiful woman. Because she said, "Oh, what you do for a living?" "Oh, well, "Oh, you a warehouse? Oh, that's not gonna work. You work at a warehouse? No. Oh, that's not gonna work. See, I need someone to spend my high expectation." You have someone got a champagne mentality, but they broke as I don't know what, and they're not willing to compromise and work with you. This is the truth. That's why some men are going overseas, like the passport brothers, and I think it's wrong for other. And some of these men who shame them, they know the reason why. You know the reason why. You the type of man, you'll put up with it. Some of these dating coaches, you'll put up with it and wrestle around with these personalities of these different women. A lot of black men don't want to wrestle around, or any man don't want to wrestle around with someone's personality and mental anguish, because she's getting you mentally anguish, and they're leading to your physical body, where someone is health, stress leads to other thing. But it's like if these black women would care, they wouldn't put the black men up under that duress. The ones that's complaining all the time. If they would see that, okay, why are you basically you cursing your own men, so into the ground. Then you want to bitch and moan and say, well, we're all the strong black men and king. Well, you done practically pushed them into the ground with your words. This is what you done. So that's why they leaving to find a woman outside, even if it's a woman of another race. I can understand. It's not that some black men go that they're looking for a woman that really they have an understanding of a wife. And them the black men that have been mature. These are black men that already got together in their 40s and their 50s, maybe some in their 30s. Yeah, they ready to settle down. They don't want to just lay up from one woman to another. Do you have some black men that do that? Yeah, there's some black men that do. But somewhere along the line, as time goes on, they're gonna kind of come to their senses, because it's good to have someone that love you, care about you. If you get sick, and everything, you don't find too many women, whether it's here or anywhere. So when you find that woman that really cares about you, that's what matters. Not trying to put you in her words in the ground. This is why. Now, there's some men that, like I said, as we get older, men and women, as we get older, there's some women are out of shape, but there's some men out of shape. And some men don't like the fake hair, and there's some men that do, that don't mind. It depends on, but there's some men that definitely don't like ratchetness, unless they're a ratchet person. And a lot of those men, passport brothers, are not ratchet men. They're not passport pookies. They're not, street thugs or street N-words, street niggas. Excuse me. But see, that's the only kind of. But then you got a certain segment of women in America that respond to street thugs, and the word term they use, street niggas, and they think that's keeping it real. So, but when you're a lame dude that don't talk like that and don't have that lingo and language, well, you straight up, you swear. But when you come to the senses and speak like you got some common sense and have some moral and learn about family structure and value, what they came from 2-parent homes, and they determine they're gonna find love and acceptance over another part of the world. Why not? Why not go? If you got the chance to go, wouldn't you go? And hey, if black women will travel, if they find love overseas, that's cool. And hey, love is love. Whether you find a man, could be a black man over there in a different part of the world that might find you attractive. But you can't have. But hope you have a understanding, but you have to have a wife mentality mindset, because some men over there, like anywhere, looking for a wife mentality mindset. That's what I'm hearing from men. And you have women that even have made, some women have made some suggestions, and they got called out, saying that you need to be more feminine. This is what you need to do to keep your man happy, keep this man happy. But you got too many independent women say, I'm going to do this and I'm not going to do that. I'm not. If I don't feel like washing my butt, I don't have to wash my butt. I don't feel like I have to cook something, I don't have to cook. Why can't he do it? Why can't he do it? Why can't he, why can't, I ain't a secretary. I heard one woman saying, I ain't a secretary, get some phone calls. I ain't a secretary, things like that. She's not willing to be a helpmate. He got to come and serve on me. These women are going to lose out. That's why. And that guy, Raul, and other guys like that, they point this out because these women put it right on TikTok. So you hear women talking like that, as a man, what you supposed to do? And some of these men who criticize the men for going overseas ain't about no game all the time. It's just having options. But I would support what they do. If I get the resource, I'd probably do the same thing too. And stretch out my options. Because, hey, I've been through it for 30 years. I'm in my 50s now. I've been played from one end to the other. I've seen Bobby having a nice face. I have seen the most, you wouldn't believe as a man what I've been through with some of these women in America. You would not believe the mind games. Even up until last year, they play on men. And if they not, it's like my thing, if you're not attracted to the man, why lead the man on? Why mess with his mind thinking that you think that you got him think that you're interested? It's the same way with the woman. I don't think a man should leave a woman on. You're not interested, just cut off communication with her. Just you found somebody else, or say something. But don't lead that person on, whether you're the man or the woman. If you're not attracted to them, if they're not attracted to you, that's fine. Let me find someone that's attracted to me and I'm attracted to them. That's what it's really about. But, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually attracted to them. And some of us in our age, at this part of stage of life, we're ready to settle down. But we cautious on who we settle down with. We don't want nobody trying to put us in the ground with stress and duress and anything. This is what men my age are saying, older. 50s, 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We don't want that. We want to live. But we don't want to deal with no woman that's going to try to put us into the ground with the nagging and the bitching and complaining. I ain't going to do this and I ain't going to do that. If you're not going to love me as God give the love to my mother or my closest sister, then I don't need you. Then I'm gonna go over someplace and find it. And that's just that part. But you say, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna cook for you, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that, and I don't think I'm gonna reverse the role and reverse the mentality. That's why those women lose out on those type of men. So when the man do get his resources together and find a business out there and he start making money and everything, because I've been passed over for stuff like that. I had a woman tell me in my face that I took on a date, telling me even at the time I wasn't making you ain't making $22. I need a man making $22 an hour. She asked what kind of personality that he wanted. What is his character? Is he abusive? Is he stalking? Is he steadfast? Is he committed? She just wanted $22 because she thought, and she was a very attractive black woman. This was in Cincinnati. And what happened was, the guy she did meet, he played her. She come back and tell me I laughed in her face because she didn't want to make time to get to know me as a person. But hey, it is what it is. That's what you wanted. You didn't ask for the right thing. You gotta watch what you ask for, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. You ask for me, I would ask for someone who is kind, feminine, sweet, the inner traits, and also the attractiveness would be like first you gotta deal with the inner person, because that's what you want if you want to seldomly be with this person for a while. They gotta be kind, feminine, nurturing, nature, loving, giving, and willing to. They know how to love. A woman that is attracted that know how to love. You got women here that you don't have too many women in America. There's some, but it ain't enough that know how to truly love a man and appreciate whatever God give them a man. Stop trying to look for validation to see if other men are going to look at you, trying to seek validation or what's on your arms. You should be past that stage. That's what they do. What do their girlfriends think? What do their sisters think? Or you gotta meet a woman with a certain class, education status. And there are women over in Colombia, Brazil, Philippines who are educated, but they got one thing. They got one thing common that majority I think had it still. When it comes to relationship, that helps, but they don't let the fact that their career or how smart that they are, they know when to be a wife under God. They know to position under God to be a wife. You got women here that don't know how to be a wife. Just like, but some women can say that some men don't know how to be a husband. It's a process. So what happened is, what you seeing, why these men on the internet, like Passport Brothers going over there, they leaving because the women here don't appreciate it. They say that this ain't what they ain't gonna do. We ain't gonna honor the man. We gonna reverse the man and reverse the role. I'm gonna be his alpha female, and I ain't gotta do it and do the things as a woman. God, to keep him happy, keep him happy as a potential mate. So therefore, they got a couple choices. You're gonna end up with a man is gonna turn to a female, or a female is gonna act like a male, or you're gonna deal with a pookie, or deal with something on a level like that. So it's your choice as a woman. If some woman listen to this is the reason why men are leaving. And you sit down and think about you and really listen to men. Listen to them. Don't be so argumentative or whatever. Listen to what the men is saying. The men is the key. The men are the key. You put down your men, you drive them away, you have no nation. You have no protection. You don't have no one to love and support you. Does God give that man to love and protect you and honor you and love you and cherish you if you bitch and complaining? So the good men in America have had it up here, ladies. It's making an exodus. So you can give into that feminist stuff and that feminist masculine mentality. And you got a choice. You can end with a woman like that basketball player Brittany Griner, who is a woman, but she's male like masculine energy, or you can deal with the man that's turned to woman energy, or you can deal with a pookie, or something on it. Not like, but if you keep driving straight, real men who are not down low by or straight laced men, my advice to you is, if you listen to this, it's just, hey, have God to show you how to be a woman. Have God to show you how to be a woman. And maybe, just maybe, what you do, he'll present the man. Whether you're a black woman or a white woman, listen to this video, he'll present the man to you. You won't be one of the women that grab it. And if he do, appreciate what you got. Don't bitch and complain. don't put down your husband. Don't put down your boyfriend. That's my advice. This is part of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Till next time, you guys take it easy.